What the fuck Frank Zappa doing in the chat, bro?
I'm chilling.
My boy Zappy.
my my boy. I can't even say that. It's too cringe. I was gonna say my boy Frappy Zappy.
Rappy.
I
what I'll
couldn't even
speak him.
say that. It was too cringe.
I'm gonna start calling him that now. What is up, Eggy Wegg Nation? Welcome back to another episode of the podcast. It's me, your boy Mass. I'm joined once again by my lovely friend and co-host Henry.
Hell yeah.
This episode, I think it was Henry's pick. The movie we're gonna be
No,
talking about. Yeah, this is
no, you
actually.
picked
Sorry,
this.
guys, I
You have
lied. I
amnesia.
lied. This is actually my pick. I've
Yeah.
developed early Alzheimer's, guys. Sorry.
Damn.
This movie is No Country for Old Men, directed by the Coen brothers. Pretty well known movie, pretty widely beloved as well. Film bro classic. You may have seen a certain character in this film on IG Reels while you're scrolling and
Yeah.
rotting your brain on TikTok too.
Obviously being oh god. It would work better if I knew her name. Hold on. God damn it. I don't know her name. Whatever character fucking Sparkle Motion
Yeah, Sparkle Motion's
plays.
in this movie. It was a very surprising appearance. I was not ready
Oh
for
yeah.
that.
Oh, in the cast, she's literally just called Carla Jean's mother.
Yeah, they don't even give her a name. I was so taken aback by that. I could recognize that cadence anywhere.
I had no
That
idea.
infuriating face.
I had watched before you watched it. I'd seen it 3 times, and I'd never realized that they were the same actor.
Yeah, I guess I've just seen Donnie Darko too many times that like it's just seared into my brain now.
True.
Like anytime I see one of the actors, it just my fucking monkey brain goes
You've
off.
legit seen that like 10 times now.
Yeah, some crazy shit like that. This is my first. This movie. This was my first time watching it.
Yeah.
You said you watched this 3 times, right?
Before you watched it, so I've seen it 4 times now.
Oh shit. Okay, so you've gotten pretty familiar with it then.
Yeah, I could say that.
All right. So would you mind explaining the plot for all those who haven't caught up or don't know yet?
Right, so there's a guy, Llewellyn. He lives in the No Country, and he comes across like a scene, the aftermath of like a drug deal gone wrong. And there's a bunch of money. He takes the money, and then but there's like one guy who's alive, but like only just, and he keeps asking for water. And so later on, he goes back to get the guy some water, but he's already dead. And then the cartel or whatever show up, and so now they know he's there. They know who he is because he left his truck there, and so he's on the run. And meanwhile, there's also another guy who's been hired by an agency, Anton Chigurh, who's also looking for Llewellyn. Except the cartel people are more of like a afterthought. Well, not afterthought, but the focus is definitely on Chigurh trying to chase Llewellyn. So that's kind of the gist of the story, and then it kind of goes in some weird directions later on. Obviously spoilers, but then
Yeah.
it kind of pivots where the main character becomes this sheriff, and Llewellyn ends up dying at the hand of the cartel or whatever. I actually don't know what they're called, but
Me
the
neither.
guys, yeah,
The big
and
bads.
they're kind of supposed to be like kind of faceless, and you don't really know them at all.
Yeah.
So he ends up dying at the hands of them after all this like being chased around by Anton, and then the sheriff is like, "This is a fucked up," and he retires.
It's
And that's the end of the movie.
It's a very interesting subversion of like the whole cat
Mm.
and mouse expectation and
Yeah,
like
I know. I just
biggest step.
explained it like in a really dumb way, but actually
No, but
watching the
that's like
film,
literally what
it's
happened.
like
So
it's incredibly
yeah,
like surprising in a good way. It's poignant.
yeah. Once you like explore the philosophy of the movie a bit and what it's trying to say, then it makes a lot more sense why they would do that. Um,
Yeah.
I guess the biggest thing that surprised me going into this was like just how well like because like I knew the background a little bit. Like I've read some of the books this author has a like the guy who wrote No Country. Like I've read a few of his books, so I know what his whole like philosophy sort of
Uh,
was. But what like
Cormac
what I wasn't like
McCarthy.
expecting, yeah,
Yeah.
Cormac McCarthy. But like what I wasn't really expecting was like how well like this film also just like functions as like straight up thriller. Like it kind of
Mm.
like works on like multiple
Well,
levels. This
this
film was like so entertaining for me. It's like really
I'll give it
willing
away.
to watch.
So this kind of thing, I think I remember you saying before you watched this, it was like you're really interested in how they could make a film out of a Cormac McCarthy book. Well,
Yeah.
this was kind of intended to be a film. Um,
Mm,
he originally wrote it as a script and then ended up doing a book instead. And before the book even came out, Cormac McCarthy he asked the Coens to do it, to do the
mm,
movie. So it was always intended to
that
be a
makes
movie,
sense.
really. But yeah, it was it started off being written as a script. So
Hmm. Yeah, that makes more sense. Because like from what like from like the Cormac McCarthy novels that I've read, the very one's Blood Meridian, which like is infamously like people say is like a novel that would be like impossible to adapt or whatever. I think it's possible, but they need like a proper director to do it. And like
yeah, I mean they adapted. I haven't read that many books, but like they did a great adaptation of American Psycho somehow. And that like if I know you haven't read the book, but like
yeah,
you read that and you're like that is actually impossible. To be fair,
yeah,
the
it's just
film
like
is very
crazy
different.
ramblings. Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
literally. It's all just ramblings and nonsense, but like in a good way.
Yeah, to be fair, I haven't read No Country, so like I'm sure if I did,
Mm.
I'd read
Me
it and it would
neither.
make more sense as why they like yeah why it works so well as a movie because like you
Yeah.
said like they're they worked on it like in tandem, so it makes
From what I
sense.
heard, the film is pretty faithful
Yeah, yeah. No,
to
I've
the.
heard
I
that
mean,
too.
obviously they were kind of made in not quite a 2001 situation, but it's sort of made in tandem. Like it started production before the book even came out.
Mm.
So like something. So I've watched a few Coen Brothers films now. I think Mass. I think you've seen that No Country once and The Big Lebowski once. I
Yeah,
think.
that's right. Pretty
Yeah,
different movies.
I've seen No Country like four times. I've seen The Big Lebowski three. I think. I think that both of those are masterpieces. I've also seen Fargo, which was like really, really great. I got to watch it again. But the way that the Coen Brothers write characters is like so good, just compared to like basically anything else, where every character talks different. They're all really um they all stand out, even like the really minor characters. I remember so many of the minor characters in No Country specifically.
Yeah, for sure.
Like I know we were joking about Carla Jean's mother, played by Sparkle Motion, but like because of that, you pointed that out to me before I rewatched the film. That I was like noticing that, and it was like actually like properly watching her character. It's like for like a character that only appears in two scenes, she's so well done. She has
Yeah,
so
no, for
much
sure.
character, and the acting is so good. And the fact that like the actress was only like what 50
Yeah.
50 something, and they
She
like
gets like the whole like
and
naive
they
like old
yeah
lady
yeah
thing down really well.
and like now because I know who played her, I can tell that oh
Yeah.
yeah she's got like old lady makeup and stuff. You can
Mm.
tell, but like it's still like really well done. Like I can tell. before.
Yeah, if I didn't know who she was, I wouldn't have guessed, to be honest. Like
Yeah, I
it's
would
very
have just
convincing.
thought, oh, that's like an old lady.
Yeah. No, the characters in this movie are really good. Like not only like I said, like they're just entertaining to watch, but also what they represent, given like the themes of the
Mm.
movie, with Anton sort of like being this like I guess like bringer of like fate to people.
Yeah,
Even though like the movie kind of like shits on shits on him in the last third, which was really
yeah,
funny.
it's kind
Uh
of funny.
yeah,
I like that. I like that though.
yeah, me too. Because it's
That they
showing
can they kind of pull the rug a bit.
yeah, it's playing into the whole like nihilistic like message of the movie that like this whole like greater like universe doesn't really care about you. Like Anton, like the way I saw like the whole coin flipping shit, and Anton, like, it was like Anton's way of like bringing some like order into the universe, pretty much, and like
Yeah,
trying to exercise some sort of order onto other people. But the whole point is like, yeah, no one really has control over what their fate is.
yeah,
So that's
and
like partially like the reason for the car crash scene, like near the end of
mm,
the movie, I think.
yeah,
Yeah.
and actually, like the part of it is actually the more I watch the film. Actually, what's funny is that Anton, even though he like obviously he's still like an incredible villain, really intimidating, he becomes like the more you watch it, he becomes like way more of like a loser.
Yeah, yeah. No, exactly.
Like I was like actually because I've seen it a few times now. There's I could just focus on a lot of the character stuff this time, and just the way and just trying to figure out his ideology. And I really think I think Anton a lot of the time is just coping. If I'm being real. Like
Yeah.
people debate whether he actually enjoys killing, or if it's
Mhm.
just, or if he is just a complete psychopath. It's his job. He doesn't care. And obviously, he is a psychopath. And it's not really up for
Yeah.
debate. But like, I think he does, and I think a lot of his like stuff about like the coin and him getting annoyed at like really dumb things is just
Mhm.
is just him coping in his mind because
Yeah.
he wants to appear like professional.
Yeah, exactly.
He's always making sure he's not getting any blood on him. Um,
Mhm.
I think part of it is just cope. Like he completely flips on the old man at the gas station,
Yeah.
like
No,
for
definitely.
basically no reason. The guy just says, "Oh, is it raining where you're from?" And he just like completely snaps.
Yeah, bruised his ego a
Um,
little.
yeah, yeah, and there's that part. He clearly just loves it. Like there's a bit where he where he's like in his car and he like shoots at a bird for no reason and misses.
Yeah, yeah. That part
Yeah,
really stood out to me when I first watched it for some reason.
and
'Cause
it's like
I was like wondering like why they put that in the movie. Like it was funny, but like
yeah,
it just seemed very like a random inclusion to put
yeah,
in there.
yeah. But no, I really think it's kind of just like an extra thing to show that he just I guess to show that like if you're paying attention that he does just like killing people and he's
Mm.
I think I my personal opinion is that a lot of that stuff with the coin is just him coping. Like you can see when the gas station guy gets the coin toss right, he's like so pissed off.
Yeah, no, for sure.
It's kind of funny, but
He like wants to be special in a way, and I
yeah,
like it's interesting to me to think about like where that desire to be like special comes from. It might just be an ego thing, like we said, but it could also like stem from fear about fate too and
yeah.
death. I mean,
I
like
think yeah,
that's like
um,
a big thing this movie's saying, especially with like the our main character dying like in the randomly in the third act. Like in my opinion, that was the movie's way of saying like nobody's like exempt
yeah,
from that fate, even if you try to be like a good person. Like you're not special, basically.
mm. And I will say in terms of how um Carla Jean dies, and I know it's implied. It's
Yeah.
like an implied thing, but like like most likely she's dead because Anton he
Hmm.
always follows his rules and like after he exits the house you can see him looking at the bottom of his shoes,
Oh fuck!
so
I didn't
he's
even
probably
notice that.
looking to see if there's blood on his shoes.
Damn, that's
So
fucking
because that's
crazy.
what that is, he does that a lot in the movie when he shoots what's he called, natural born killer, goddamn
Woody Harrelson.
Woody Harrelson. He like before the blood gets to his shoes, he puts them on the table or whatever. But like the way he like sets up her death, it really seems like he just loves killing, but he wants to have some like sort of justification
Yeah,
for
no,
it.
exactly.
So he doesn't just go around just killing everybody.
Hmm.
He needs some justification, and the way he like sets up Color Jean's death seems like such a there was basically no way of getting out of it,
Yeah,
really.
no, exactly.
Like Llewellyn really didn't have any choice in it, because like, I guess as much as he loved her, there's like the human reaction is inherently going to be, no, I'm not going to die.
Yeah, exactly.
If there's a way to prevent it, and Llewellyn, he's
Yeah.
like skilled, he's like a Vietnam vet. He
Hmm.
probably thought, okay, there's a chance I could get out of this,
Mm.
you know. um and then he shows up, and then Carla Jean says, yeah, the coin don't have no say, it's just you.
Yeah, exactly. A lot of like the coin has a lot to do with like the themes of the movie, but also just has to do with like you said, like Anton just like bullshitting and like trying to find like
Yeah,
a justification for like killing people basically. Another thing I did notice too is like the more that this was kind of like cool, like the more the film went on, like the more and more like off-screen deaths happen because like
yeah.
you just like
I love
assume at that point that they're dead, right? Like the whole thing of him like killing
Yeah.
that guy with the truck and like the chickens in the back, and
Mm.
like his death isn't shown, but like obviously like later in the film, like he just has his truck, and you're like, oh yeah, Anton fucking probably killed him brutally, like
Yeah,
he has.
it becomes like almost boring. Well, not not literally boring, but
Yeah,
kind of,
like you get it. You become numb
it
to the
doesn't,
violence.
you don't bat an eye, really.
Yeah, yeah,
I think it's like really intentional how like easily the most horrible violent death is like the first one, when he
yeah. No,
strangles the
exactly.
guy. That's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that, he's still killing people, but it gets like progressively more,
It feels like
when
the
people die, it gets progressively more, I guess, like, off screen, and
yeah the
then
death.
obviously Llewellyn is literally killed off screen, and then basically everyone afterwards that happens.
Yeah, the deaths in this movie for the most part, like with the exception of some ones in the beginning, like they feel very like they're very like procedural. I guess
Yeah.
it's like Anton just has like a list and he's like scratching people off, and like eventually you become so numb to it that it just like normalizes in your brain kind of.
Mhm.
Which I wonder if it was like an intentional choice. Probably was, but it like gives
Yeah.
a really cool sort of effect.
Yeah, and I love, I was actually going to lead into this, but we kind of trailed off. To be fair, it was something interesting anyway, but um I was talking about all the minor, like, I love how they write all the minor characters, and obviously, the best written ones are, Anton and, God, I forgot his name, but the sheriff, the Tommy Lee Jones sheriff.
Yeah, Moss.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh wait, no, Moss is no Llewellyn. That's Llewellyn Moss. That's Josh Brolin.
Oh shit.
That's Thanos. Um, he's called Ed Tom Bell. Apparently, I'm just gonna call him.
Okay.
I'm just gonna call him Tommy Lee Jones. Or the sheriff. So yeah, obviously he's written incredibly, but like I love the side characters are just so well done. They feel like real people, and they make sure that none of the characters talk like each other. Like I always
Yeah.
think of there's this one really funny moment where there's that like fat middle aged woman um who working at like the trailer park, and
Yeah.
Anton shows up and he's like, do you have any information? Is Llewellyn Moss in? Did you check the trailer? Do you have any information on Llewellyn Moss? I
That's a
can't
good.
give any information. And she just stares him down, even from like a lower angle and sitting down. This like this fat
Yeah.
middle aged woman, and she just stares him down, and
He doesn't
and then
kill her or
and
anything.
then
He
he
just kind
doesn't
of
know
like walks
he
off.
kind of walks in there, and then he hears like a toilet flush. So obviously someone else is about to come out. And he clearly looks really annoyed that you can't just kill this woman.
That's a great
It's really
detail.
great, and I also really like the sheriff's like work partner,
Yeah, yeah,
like the younger guy. I really like him, and how like without him even like doing anything, you can tell just from the way he acts and his voice and his dialogue that he's like kind of inexperienced.
yeah. No, definitely. It does add to like a lot of the side characters are really convincing. Also, like this is a very small thing, but the accents really add to it. Like
Oh yeah,
it does like
I
immerse
love
you.
the
I did have to
accents are
put
so good.
subtitles on because like
Yeah,
at first I
I
don't know
always
about
have
you.
subs on, so like
Yeah,
I don't know.
I put mine on because I just found like certain bits like hard to understand at points. But
I love the way they talk as well. It
yeah, no,
feel
it's great.
like I don't know if it actually is, but like as someone who's obviously never been to that, I've never been to America in general, but I've never been to like that part of America. It feels authentic to me as someone who doesn't know any
Yeah,
better.
no, for
Um,
sure.
I love the way they talk. There's one bit that always sticks out to me. I find it kind of funny for some reason, where it's like when Tommy Lee Jones is doing his monologue at the beginning. Um, there's a bit where I think he's talking about a guy who killed like a teenage girl, and he was just like, "Oh yeah, I just did it because I needed to kill someone." And he's like, "I don't know what to make of that. I sure do." And then he says, "I sure do don't." And that line always like sticks out to me. For some
Yeah,
reason.
no,
Like not even in a bad way.
it's like strangely kind of
I've
funny.
never heard any line written like that. I sure do don't. But like it doesn't feel like out of place.
Yeah, no, it fits the vibe of the film, I
I sure do don't.
think. Yeah, this I
That's
don't
good.
know if this is a general thing with the Coen brothers, because the only other movie I've seen of theirs is Big Lebowski, and obviously, needless to
That's very
say, these are
different.
pretty different movies. Yeah,
Yeah, all
um,
the Cohen films I've seen have been like really different. The only thing that's actually well, not including the two solo. I've seen the two solo films they've done, but
yeah,
like out of the three Cohen brothers films I've seen, they're all very different. The only real, but at the same time, you can tell they're made by the same people. Just from, I mean, one, it's the same. They get Roger Deakins for every film, but
yeah.
also, obviously they got that, but also I think they edit their own films as well, and just the way the characters are written and the dialogue and the acting is like very distinct. You can tell it's them.
I mean, like, I guess if I was really stretching here, like, I could say that like the Big Lebowski and No Country for Old Men are a little similar in the sense that like they're both kind of subversive and like a
Yeah.
bit kind of like
To be
going
fair,
against what you'd
Fargo
expect
is the
from your genre.
same. Fargo is the
Oh,
same. To
cool.
be fair,
That's cool.
well, in kind of a different way, where it's like it's a film about like police and like murder and stuff, but it's weirdly kind of it's like weirdly kind of like cozy and like kind of like getting to
Yeah,
know the town. It's kind of weird, even though there is like a lot of horrible, violent stuff that happens in it. That maybe
got some slice
cozy
of
is
life in there.
cozy is the wrong word, but it's very it's quite slice of life. It's a big crime film with a bunch of murder and stuff, and like it ends with like not this isn't a spoiler really, but like with just like the main cop and like her husband just in bed just like talking about like something really mundane like I think like stamp collections or something like that's how it
That's funny.
ends, and
Yeah, yeah.
it's like weirdly fitting. It's kind of just getting to know
Hmm.
this town and the people in it as well as showing this like crime story. It's cool. But yeah, their stuff is all like very really unique from what I've seen at least.
Yeah, I was gonna say with like this movie specifically, it feels very very detail oriented. Uh
Mm.
and again, like it's hard for me to like link it to their other stuff because I've only seen Big Lebowski, and I wouldn't say Big Lebowski is particularly like it's been a while since I watched it, but like it's not like this super like detail oriented movie. And I think
Yeah.
that for this film, I think it made a lot of sense because Cormac McCarthy's writing style is also like that. So in that sense, I feel like the way they like they adapted his work was like very good. Like I thought
Yeah,
it was
Fargo isn't like that either. It's like obviously it's the same. There, I mean, it is detail oriented, but more in terms of the characters, not in terms of the actual goings on. It's more
Yeah,
just over
right.
the characters. It there's yeah. Whereas
Like I have
like
no doubt that
no
like
country, especially in the first half, is a lot of just detailing the
yeah.
like just the process of the cat and mouse chase,
Hmm. Yeah, I
which
have
is
no doubt
so
like when
well
I
done.
rewatch this, I'll like pick up on way more stuff. Like I didn't even notice the boot thing that you're talking about. When like Anton shakes his
Yeah. Oh,
boots after seeing it.
there's
That's
so
super
much
detailed.
to pick up on. It's one of those films that's like so perfect. It feels
Hmm.
like literally everything happening in every shot and
Yeah.
every little detail is like intentional. It's one of those.
Yeah, it's a very like lean movie. It doesn't
Mm.
feel like the runtime is wasted. And this film does take its time, especially in like the first leg of the movie. Like it does like have these sort of these shots that like kind of linger and you kind of get to like take in the atmosphere a bit. And I think the fact this is not something I even noticed on when I watched it, but there's like no music in this movie. And like
Yeah.
I didn't notice
God damn
I
it.
didn't notice that like
I
at
was gonna
all.
make a joke. I was gonna say, Mass, what do you think of the soundtrack?
Yeah, that shit went
But yeah, no,
horrible.
there is there is actually music, but it's very subtle. Um,
Really?
yeah,
Oh
there
fuck.
is. It's like so subtle you don't even notice it. But there is. Like, I mean, I notice it now that
Hmm.
I've seen it a few times. But yeah, there is music actually. It's really good, but it's
Wow.
very subtle and it's quite. It obviously it doesn't show up very much, and it's quite low in the mix. Um,
That's cool.
there's music in that gas station scene, like near the end when
Wow, really?
when he's asking the gas station like clerk to call it. Yeah, rewatch the scene afterwards and like listen.
Fuck,
And
that's crazy.
there is music. It's like very like, yeah, low mix like ambient stuff, but there is.
Hmm.
It's just it's used very sparely. And apart from like the actual credits of the film, there are some parts that actually have like full on music. It's just the way it's done is that you don't even notice that it's there. Um, I think when I think I forgot it's either when Tommy Lee Jones comes across um Llewellyn's body or like the bit where he goes back to the hotel afterwards. I think it's when he finds Llewellyn's body. There is music. That's like the most notable.
Hmm.
That's the bit where you. It's like the most obvious that there is music. But even then, it's yeah. It's
Yeah, now that you mention it, I think
it's
I might
kept to
remember
it's
that.
kept to a minimum.
Yeah, no, definitely. And I feel
It's
like
not.
the silence and like even like the ambience sort of it definitely adds to it. I feel like the
Yeah,
movie
it's
wouldn't be
awesome.
the same with this.
It'd be worse uh with more music.
No, I agree. But like
I feel like a lot of films like that.
the film is like
Um,
very tense, so like having like this sort of silence throughout the movie like definitely adds to that, I think.
there are a lot of movies, especially like more modern movies, where there is just like music, like especially like more mainstream blockbuster type things, where there's just music playing constantly all the time, and it's usually quite bad. I'm like, oh my god, stop it! I
Hmm.
just want to hear like the characters and like the whatever environment they're in or whatever. Like, I don't need this like do 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 like constantly. It's like so annoying. But and like no country kind of confirms that for me because it works so much better with like the minimal soundtrack. Obviously, there's exceptions. Like old boy wouldn't be as good without Jimmy's theme, but like you, you know what I mean.
Yeah, no,
And
definitely.
like Gone with the Wind or whatever, but like which is very very melodramatic. But
This movie
yeah,
did
like
definitely like did not need it, especially
yeah,
considering like it's so like cold already and its message is so like nihilistic. I think the fact that like yeah, it's just like this like all, like fucking like engulfing like silence is just like really it's like very off-putting, especially when like
mm,
juxtaposed to like these like brutal like things that are happening on screen and there's just like there's no like music that try to heighten it and make it scarier than it is. Like it
yeah.
just speaks for itself.
Mm.
It's really cool. Jimmy's theme.
Jimmy's Jimmy. It is good though. Jimmy's theme.
Yeah, Homeboy got a great OC. I feel so bad for Javier Bardem, dude. Because, like, holy fuck. Like, from what I heard
Sorry,
about
say
the
that
haircut
again.
shit, what's his Javier Bardem? I don't know his
Javier.
name, dude.
You white motherfucker. Nah, it's Javier Bardem.
Javier Bardem. There you go.
Javier.
Yeah, my white boy status is coming out. Sorry, guys.
Do you say Juarez?
Jorge.
Yeah, Jorge. Juarez.
I
Javier.
was gonna say, I feel so
Yeah,
bad
that
for
hair.
him
He
that
had to have that
rock it.
haircut for so long.
Yeah, he, like, complained about it, too. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I don't blame him. It sucks.
People, like, were afraid of him when he walked around in public.
Yeah.
Crazy.
It's your lucky quarter. Don't put it in your pocket. Don't put it in your pocket, sir. That's your lucky quarter.
Yeah, I heard somewhere that, like, people consider Anton, like, a very, like, accurate description of a psychopath. I don't know according to who. That's just something I heard. But
yeah, it's something I've heard as well. I haven't actually looked at the study, but it's like psychiatrists looking at different movie villains, and he was considered the most accurate portrayal. Then again, I haven't looked at the study, so maybe like these psychiatrists will like
they're actually all letterbox reviewers.
yeah, letterbox users. So who knows? Maybe yeah. So who knows? But it wouldn't surprise me, to be honest.
Yeah, no, it did feel very. It's very.
It's incredible.
It keeps you on the edge of your seat, because like on one hand, like you know this guy's fucking nuts. At the same time, you don't really know what he's gonna do. You know.
Yeah, and to be fair, it's even then he is like a. This might sound like a weird way to say it, and especially because the film does like do like certain like has like a lot of subtle ways of like pulling the rug from under him, but he is quite idealized in terms of like his like efficiency.
Yeah, no, for sure.
In cold bloodedness, in terms of just like a regular psychopath who isn't like a master murderer. God, what's it called? I think he's called Todd from Breaking Bad. It's like that's one of the best depictions of a psychopath I've seen. That one's incredible. Played by Jesse Plemons.
Yeah, I've seen clips of him on IG Reels. He seems pretty.
He's like he's like genuinely kind of chilling in terms of just how like normal he is.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Like he'll just be like a random guy, and then he'll just like, oh, this guy's in our way. I'll just shoot him. Yeah,
super like cold-blooded.
Kind of. Yeah, I'm really trying not to spoil what he does. It's like genuinely like spine chilling.
I know he keeps Jesse in like a hole in the ground for a few episodes or something.
And it's like the way he does it. It's just it's not even in a malicious way. It's not even a malicious way. He doesn't even enjoy it. You know, he just does it. He just doesn't have any. He has zero empathy. He's just like, oh, I guess I gotta do this. And yeah, there's like one thing he does early on. He's only in season 5. There's one thing he does early on that's like legitimately like horrific. But I'm not gonna say anything because you got to watch Breaking Bad, man. Come on, bro. We're so off topic, but like, who cares? No one watches this.
I was gonna say like Anton's like cold-blooded, but like at least it's like up for like it's definitely like up for interpretation whether like he enjoys to kill or not.
Yeah,
I'm definitely more on the side that he does. Yeah,
I think he does. I think he loves it.
No, I think that motherfucker loves it.
He takes literally every chance he can. He would have murdered that fat lady if he didn't hear the guy taking a shit in the other room.
Yeah, no, definitely. And also like this is a small thing, but like the fact like they give him such like a brutal weapon like really adds to it.
Oh my god, yeah.
It could have just been like a regular gun, but no, this motherfucker is like I'm not, to be honest, I just completely missed that part of the movie. I'm not sure what it even is. But
it's a cattle gun.
Okay.
It's for
Yeah.
it's for killing livestock,
Yeah, I
which
just like
also like
completely
that
like missed
also
that part.
ties into the. They never explain it they never say what it is. To be fair,
Okay.
but they do like it's just something you can pick up on, but they do hint at it. 'Cause, I mean, obviously, if you know what it looks like, and also there's a bit where they're talking about that guy who's like Kari ejects at the beginning. They talk
Mm,
about like the sheriff talks about like his death, and they're talking about how he had one entry hole, no
yeah,
like
no exit wound.
no exit wound, and no bullet
Yeah.
and because he used a kettle gun. And I love how that kind of ties into the way Anton sees like his fellow like human beings.
No, definitely.
He just sort of sees them as cow that they needs to slaughter to get what he wants.
That does add a really cool layer to it.
Yeah,
Damn.
and it's such a cool weapon, and the way he like blows the locks out of doors. That
Terrifying.
is, yeah,
They wouldn't be able like to achieve I don't think they'd be able to like to achieve the same tension if he just had like a regular gun or something.
yeah,
So I think that
true.
sort of like adds a lot of well, that's a good, very like scary quality to the movie.
Yeah, and he has that, and he also has, I think, I forgot if it's like a different thing or if it's just something he attaches to it. But he has like a silencer
Big
that
ass
actually,
gun.
yeah, there's a silencer that like actually didn't exist when the movie was made, and then they tried to make they actually tried to make it
What?
exist.
Oh shit.
It's
That's fucking
America,
awesome.
um,
Of course.
except it's not as good. Um, which kind of like sprays shrapnel.
Yeah,
It's
that part
weird.
where like
It's like it splits the bullet into like a million
yeah.
pieces.
No, I saw that. That part where like he finds the guy in the shower and like puts the
Yeah,
shower curtain back up and then like shoots him through the fucking curtain. That's crazy. Jesus
yeah.
Christ.
I don't think you know how crazy you are.
What do you think of the way this movie looks?
Amazing.
Yep, I agree.
Every time I watch it, it like I forget how good it looks, and I watch
Mm.
it and I'm like, oh my god, how did they do this?
Yeah, especially the scenes like
it's like
shot during the
it's
night.
so simple, but at the same time, it's kind of like
Yeah,
it's like a how did they do this in terms of how did they get it to look so perfect?
no, I agree. I don't think like it's not like this film that has like a crazy like visual style or anything. It just like
Yeah,
looks it like looks fantastic.
yeah, it's just shot like perfectly basically, and I love all like the insert shots they do with the macro lenses, like when he's like I don't know, like unscrewing the vent and stuff. Like
Yeah.
it's so good.
There's like this
It
one
reminded me of Robert Bresson actually, like A Man
oh that's cool.
Escaped kind of thing. I know you haven't seen that one, but
Nah, I've only
it's really
seen El
cool.
Hazar. Bull
Except it's
Hazar.
like A Man Escaped, but like way more tense and like scary.
Mm.
And I love. Oh my god, there's that shot I always forget about, and whenever it shows up, I'm like, oh yeah, that's awesome. When he when Tommy Lee Jones he opens the hotel room door and he's like scared that Anton is on the other side, and obviously he isn't. But he opens the
Mm.
door and you can see like his shadow on the wall twice.
Mm.
It's like a really cool. I don't know if you remember that shot. It's really cool. It reminds me of that like Andy Warhol, like Elvis thing. If you've seen that.
I don't think I do remember that. I'll have to like rewatch it. That sounds dope though.
Yeah, it's like a weird double shadow, and some of the second shadow isn't like fully formed. It's like hold on, I posted the Elvis thing in
That goes hard as fuck.
No Country for Old Men double shadow. Hopefully it shows up. Yes. Oh god, it's so cool. It did show up. This is I don't think this is the
So
full image, but like it might be actually. This shot
oh that's awesome.
it's so
Oh
cool.
fuck.
I don't even know how they did that, but it's so good.
That does look like it kind of like leans into the noir aesthetic a little. Like this
Yeah,
looks very gritty.
it's almost like surreal, especially
Yeah.
because it shows at this point he's like so paranoid. This is like right. I think after this scene, he actually retires because he's like so paranoid. It even shows Anton
Mm.
like behind the door, even though he isn't actually in the room.
One shot that I'm thinking about now that also stands out to me was near the beginning of the movie where like Anton goes into like that one house and like stares at the TV and like you see like his like reflection in the
Yeah,
TV, and then the sheriff goes and like he says like I forget like the whole context, but he says something along the lines of, "Oh, this guy has seen the same things we've seen," and then it cuts back to the TV, and it's just his reflection again. That part was fucking
yeah.
awesome.
I love. It's like a really cool detail, and maybe my mind's just blanking on it, but like I for some reason don't exactly get what it means. But
Yeah,
you know how like there's that trope in that, I think it was like a Clockwork Orange started it, where villains like drink milk.
yeah,
Um where when Anton breaks into Llewellyn's trailer, he gets some milk out the fridge, but then he
mm.
just like sits on the couch and holds it.
What the
He
fuck?
doesn't he doesn't drink he
Oh
doesn't
yeah,
drink the milk. He just holds it. And then
that makes him even that makes
and
him
then
even more
when
psychopathic.
the sheriff gets there, the milk is like it hasn't been no one's like drunk it.
Huh.
It's still fresh. He just sits there. He just holds it.
Yeah, I think him not drinking it makes him even more of a psychopath.
Yeah,
Like it's one thing to be a villain and drink milk, but to just like hold it, that's next
yeah.
level,
He
dog.
just holds it. It's so weird, but like it you know it works
Yeah.
somehow in like some sort of like subconscious part of my brain. It just works so well, and I can't explain why.
Yeah, all these like small little like character details that like sort of add up, and that's part of why like the characters in this film feel so well realized
Yeah,
and
and
so interesting.
to be fair, that milk they has that's how they find out that he was in the trailer recently, because the
Yeah,
milk is still
I
they
do remember
describe it
that.
as sweating.
Yeah, and then
The
the
ball.
then the rookie's like all
We
pissed that they
just
didn't
missed
get him.
him.
We just
Oh my
missed him.
god. Oh my god.
And then like he asked to like if they should call like other guys to go find him, and the sheriff's like, "Well, we go hunting for a man who just drank milk." Some
Yeah.
shit like that.
What are we supposed to do? Put out an order for a guy who recently drank milk.
Yeah, it's like every man in Britain.
Yeah, because I don't think, maybe I'm misremembering, but I'm pretty sure they're looking for Llewellyn,
Oh yeah,
not Anton. I think at this point, so they think that they just missed Llewellyn,
right.
um,
But it's actually
and
bad
it is
haircut
more
guy.
so just like a missing person kind of thing. They know he was somehow involved in the uh with the whole crime scene somehow, but we don't know, but they don't know what's happened to him. And Carla Jean just says, yeah, he's like run off.
I have a question about this movie. I was wondering what you thought about it. Um, do you think Anton like do you think Vince cut his hair?
What?
Do you think Vince Hain cut Anton's hair? Do you think he's the one who gave him his haircut?
No,
Why not?
because his hair's too meticulously shit.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that sounds
Vince
just a
Hain is
regular bad.
bad at like he's not, he doesn't give bad haircuts. He's just bad at cutting hair, which is
Yeah,
why he gives how he gives Saeed the bolt the bald spot.
yeah.
um,
You can tell
Anton's hair
Anton
is
isn't
like
just like
it's like well groomed. It's just
yeah.
looks
He's not
terrible.
just having a bad H hair day. Like that's just how it always
He's
is.
bad hair day.
Hair day.
Yeah,
That's just what it
no,
looks
it's
like all the
different.
time.
Yeah. So yeah. Oh yeah. This movie won Best Picture.
Hell
So
yeah.
deserved. I know people. I know a lot of people prefer There Will Be Blood, which came out the same year, but
Damn. That's crazy.
There Will Be Blood is a masterpiece. But like, and also it does get some cred because it's like a very actory movie. It's got Daniel Day Lewis like screaming and shouting and crying in it. which is, well, I mean, it's awesome. It sounds like I'm making fun of it. I said it's a masterpiece.
Yeah.
But I prefer No Country.
Was
I
there
guess
any other
I may
competitions that
probably,
year?
I think it just hits like the stuff that I'm looking for in movies more.
Hmm.
No
That
Country.
makes sense. I
There Will
still
Be
need to
Blood
watch
is
There Will
more
Be
like
Blood.
an epic.
Yeah.
And yeah, No Country's like a crime film. And it's kind of like artsy and shit, but yeah.
What year did this come out again? 2007.
2007, yeah. God, same year as There Will Be Blood and Hot Fuzz.
Yeah, pretty stacked year, eh?
Yeah, and Ratatouille.
Oh yeah, yeah. Who could forget?
Ratatouille.
Got snubbed.
Yeah, snubbed.
Video Benquedo.
Video Binquedo.
Continuously
Yeah.
snubbed.
Yeah,
Snubbed.
my favorite best picture winner though, like easily. And I don't think there's ever gonna be a movie that comes out that wins best picture that's better than that, if I'm being honest. I know
Oh,
you prefer like Moonlight, but
yeah, I do. It's just
yeah.
more my
Yeah,
speed.
yeah, yeah.
But like this
I
movie's
get it.
still a masterpiece,
Moonlight
though.
is one of the better best
I
picture
think it just
winners.
comes down to like personal preference for me, because like I
Mm.
consider like this movie and that movie like both perfect. So
Yeah,
it's just like,
No Country is like a top 10 movie for me though. That's the thing.
yeah, it makes sense.
I don't think the Oscars are gonna, and like that top 10 also includes like Tokyo Story and like
Yeah,
Seven Samurai. I don't think the Oscars are gonna casually like.
and Mr. Grip
I
himself.
don't think a film is gonna come out anytime soon. That's just like suddenly in my top 10, and let alone are the Oscars gonna give it Best Picture. But I
Mm.
mean, I'd like it for that to happen. That'd be cool.
Yeah,
Brutalist
me
is like
too, man.
one of
Fuck
my
it.
favorite films already.
Yeah, closest close that I got for me, I think was like 2022 with After Sun. I think that's in my
Mm,
might be in my top 20 or 15. I forget. But
that After Sun is so good.
yeah, I love that movie.
That's yeah. I'd say that's probably like yeah. In terms of my favorites of the decade, the Brutalist is my favorite. But then
Mm.
afterwards, I really don't know who I'd put afterwards. It'd be like it's a toss up between like Challenges, After Sun, and honestly, Hundreds of Beavers.
Yeah, that's a fucking base choice, honestly.
Yeah,
That movie's so fun.
those are the ones that stand out to me specifically. Oh my god, I saw the TV Glow as well. That one is just so. But
I need to
that
see that.
for me, that's like a Donnie Darko for me. Where I mean, even some people have said, "Oh yeah, it's non-binary Donnie Darko." But like
That sounds really cool.
when I mean it's like Donnie Darko, I mean like you can like nitpick it.
Yeah, right.
It's not like No Country for Old Men is like such a clean movie. You can't say
Mhm.
like anything bad about it except like the CGI deer looks shit. That's all
Yeah.
you can say. And the CGI bird that he shoots at like
Yeah.
flies really weird. It flies really weird. But like I noticed that on my fourth viewing. Like the way it
Yeah,
flies doesn't
so
look
deal
real.
breaker pretty
But
much,
like,
right?
whatever 2007 movie.
Mm,
And
yeah.
it's not deal breaker. CG bird and CG deer. Yeah, but no, but yeah, that yeah, you can nitpick that movie, but
So that's the thing. Like with some of my favorite movies, like it'd be like that. Some are perfect, and some are like, yeah, I know they're flawed, but they're just too fucking cool, you know?
yeah,
Like it's just too awesome, too swag for me
too
to deny.
swag, too hard.
Yeah, they reach that level of trill dopeness that I just can't deny.
True.
Yep. All right, we've gone a bit off topic here. Is there anything else you'd like
Yeah,
to
it
say
doesn't
about the
matter.
movie?
Yeah, it's cool.
I think this
I like the
movie
part where
swaggy.
I like the part where um Tommy Lee Jones is like stuff. I swear it wasn't like this back in my day. It's so weird now. And then the fat sheriff is like, yeah, there's kids these days with their woke hair and their bones in their
Yeah,
noses.
totally. I think I think that's what the Coen brothers had in mind when they were writing it. I think actually they were writing it in the perspective of being a Pat Dick fan in 2025.
Yeah, I think I just don't get it these days. They got all these women in Star Wars.
Kids these days don't even laugh at Nakey Jimmy anymore.
No, they know they don't. They sure do don't.
Remember Big Flopper?
No, I don't. 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10. Golden movie. One of
Oh,
the
yeah.
best from the century. Very entertaining. Very thought-provoking. Got my dick hard. Very Sigma.
Which part?
Which
The whole movie, or was it
I was
a
kind of bricked
specific
up the whole.
scene?
I was kind of bricked up the whole
Was it when he
time.
shot Woody Harrelson?
Yeah, that part was hot. Like that part, and the
When he has
part
a
with
spasm in his chair.
the old clerk, and the
The
poop
gas
flushing.
It
Yeah, that
reminds me
part was
of like this. Have you seen the Beavis and Butthead version of the gas station scene?
What? No, that
It's
sounds
so
awesome.
funny. It's made by like the Harry Potter smokes weed guys.
Oh fuck, I need to see that.
It's so funny. I guess I haven't shown you it because you haven't seen the movie. You hadn't seen the movie until a couple of days ago, but it's literally just like the exact same thing. It's the exact same dialogue as the scene. It's just it's Beavis and Butthead, and they speak like them.
I actually had like a bunch of like No Country memes saved before I
So
even
it's
watched the
literally
movie.
just
So,
which it is. Yeah. I married this chick, and this is our father's place. Oh, you married into it.
Call it.
Call it.
Yeah, I actually had a bunch of No Country memes saved like before I even watched the movie. I remember seeing this one that was like a picture of Javier. Oh, fuck's sake, Javier Bardem from the fucking
Javier.
gas station. Whatever, and he's like looking at the guy all funny, and it's like my son with cancer when like he expects me to cut my dreads off for him or some stupid shit.
I think I might have seen that too.
So fucked up.
There's one I really like, which I don't think I'm allowed to say. Where it's like a drawing of like a caricature of Anton Chigurh, and it's like
I know the exact image you're
people
talking.
use it as like a reply image when someone says something like really dumb, the text says bait, or I'll just say I'll just say regarded.
No, I've seen that exact image before. I love that caricature so much. Yeah, he's very easy to draw.
Yeah.
I guess we should do an official outro.
God damn it! I looked up "No Country for Old Men" memes like a dumbass on Google Images, and of course they're all like terrible. They're from like 20 years ago, before the movie even came out. And the first thing I see is that like render of like the Javier Bardem of like the Anton caricature. It's like the first thing I see.
Fucking awesome! I love that image. All right, No Country for Old Men. This is No Country for Old Weggs, because this episode's over. Eggy Wegg Nation, roll out.
Oh, hey, no.
Hey, no.